All right, guys, welcome back to an Around the SBF. For those of you guys that haven't seen one of these before, it's the game show where Lion and I will compete. We'll go head to head to see who has the best takes on some of the hottest topics with none other than Bean as our judge. Are you both ready?
I am ready.
This is a
I'm the cutest judge
YouTube
you've ever had.
video that Vern put together, and here we go. I'm on the clock first. Does Josh Robinson deserve to be the number one pick? My answer is yes, and my answer is yes for only one reason. I think Josh Robinson is the most loyal player in this draft, and I think he's got the best attitude. I don't like the idea of taking a paint beast center with the number one pick. I don't think they change the dynamic of a team enough to be the number one pick unless your team desperately needs this position. But for a team like the Frogs who need everything, I think they would win sooner with an Alessandro Carter. But I would go Robinson because I don't think there's anybody that fits the Frog image and fits with that GM better than himself. And like I said, when you're building from the ground up, I think the Frogs have just decided to take a slow approach. And with a slow approach, you need somebody that's going to be there for a long time.
All right. Now, a lot of those points that you just made are very true, but I weigh the fact that a paint beast is not going to be as integral to building a winner right away as a point guard is, especially one like Alessandro Carter, who's back and forth all season for that MVP voting and was constantly in discussions for Defensive Player of the Year, just as much as Josh Robinson was. He just lost out on it. And on top of that, we're not, or at least I'm not convinced that Josh Robinson is that much better than a couple of these other paint beast centers in the NCAA coming out into the draft this year. You've got players like Mike Honcho. You've got other good players like Kamen Sider. You've got Cedric Collinsworth. You have all of these other good big men that I don't think the discrepancy is as big between them and Josh Robinson as Alessandro and other guards.
Uh, I think I'm gonna have to go with Kenny on this one. I do like.
You little bitch. All right. Can any of this year's prospects fix the Talons? The answer is simple. The answer is no. The Talons are an unfixable team, and the reason is their GM. Their GM doesn't know how to win basketball games. Even if he drafted a LeBron James or a prospect that could turn the franchise around, you want to know what he would do, Bean? Do you want to know what he would do? He
What?
would trade him for next year's first. Okay, that the Talons are never going to be able to build a complete team because everybody's always on the move. In free agency, they've got this chipper attitude of let's go out and get the guys who want to win. They got a chip on their shoulder. Yeehaw! Go out and send money to Yuri Kasparov, who sucked ass for the Bobcats all last season. And then what did he do this season, Bean? He sucked ass for the Talons. He was exactly what Yuri Kasparov is. So it's that type of mentality that will keep them fucked forever.
I think the simple answer is no. There isn't a prospect or any prospects that can fix the Talons. The Talons need to be completely changed as a whole because this team has a lot of empty spaces to fill. There's about 2 players on this team, Ulf and Dion Richmond, that are going to have to try to take over this franchise. I don't think any amount of rookies are going to help this. I think the free agency is also going to be what turns around the Talons if they turn around. And we just can't draft anybody like Jeffrey John again. He was just a toxic locker room presence and ruined our culture. And that mistake can't be made again.
The culture was ruined by Ulf Sundin.
And then he throws the blame on Ulf Sundin.
Because he's the
It
worst
was...
player in SBF history.
Stop interrupting my time. I let you finish.
All right, well,
my point.
this is easy. I have to go with Jeff on this one. Oof, he's the main reason.
Who has the best relocation? It's between the Appalachian
Good job.
Alpaca, the Bushido, or the River Otters? All right, well, I'm going to grade these things in different categories because we have so much time. Okay, the Bushido are the coolest. And just the meaning behind Bushido is just fantastic. That's a sweet design, nice colors. The River Otters, though, they're so cute. Like, I just want to pick up that otter and I want to put him between my man boobs and hug the crap out of him. I love the River Otters. But that alpaca, oh my God. That alpaca is fantastic. The way it stares at you, like right now while I'm trying to give this speech, I'm trying to stare the alpaca in the eyes, and it is burning a hole into my soul. This thing will absolutely terrify every opponent this season.
All right. Now
Alpaca was my answer.
this is clearly the alpaca. That logo is the most symbolic logo I have ever seen. By striking fear in the heart of their enemies, the teeth to distract you while they sneak up on you and destroy you. Everything about them. It took a little bit of convincing to get the GM on board with the change. Initially, they didn't like the logo, but I don't think they truly understood it. The Bushido are really cool, and the River Otters give you the opportunity for some of the best gifts in the Discord. I mean, there are so many amazing otter gifts. You have unlimited potential with that. So I think Otters up there, but that alpaca logo just puts them so over the edge. And they can call themselves the Pack, which is also pretty cool. So they've got their own branding with their own chants, and they've got the sweet logo. It's alpaca.
Kenny wins because now I have a
Shut up,
new
bitch.
I have a new nickname for the alpaca.
Can the king crabs compete at a high level this season? Well, when this video was created, my answer was different because that was before free agent signings. Can they compete at a high level? I'll give you the same information I have. They have Mike Welker, Rod Roberts, Luke Boyd. I think they chose the perfect positions to start a franchise with. They have a good center, a good small forward, and a decent point guard. I don't like the trade for Kadeem Wagner. It's just personally not my favorite. I think they're going to try to play small ball and throw Kadeem down at the power forward, which he can do. He was the best rebounding small forward in the league last season. Kadeem cannot play the shooting guard. I just don't know where Kadeem fits, unless they're thinking about moving Mike Welker to the shooting guard or something. I'm just not sure. So that trade kind of scares me because now rather than drafting somebody at the end of the first that fits their team, they're forced to make Kadeem Wagner work. My answer is no.
Yeah, and that Kadeem Wagner trade, it keeps them on a $30 million contract on top of the books. And those three players that you named ahead of time, Boyd, Welker, and Roberts, they're all 20 plus mil cap hits. They don't have a lot going into this free agency, and they still have a lot of roles to fill. And because they have so many roles to fill, I think that they're not really going to have a true selection to try to create the team that actually fits around a Kadeem Wagner. If you do think you have a spot for him, you still have a lot of depth to fill, and you're forced to do that through the draft if it's not free agency. And I think when you're forced to build through the draft, choosing players that fit your scheme and your system year one is going to be a lot tougher than if you had a lot of free agents and you can just bring in the guy that fits what you need because you're able to just go out and give him the money you want.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to go ahead and say I don't think they can.
Jeff wins this one.
I will say this though about the King Crabs, the way they're setting themselves up for, I think season 2 could be amazing for them.
Mm-hmm.
After his playoff performance, has the bean curse been lifted? We already have playoff wing. There's no way we can also have a playoff bean. There's only one playoff player in the league at a time. So that leads me to say yes, the curse has been lifted. And I'm not even saying that just to win brownie points from Bean. The way he looked, the way Carter game planned around the Bean in the playoffs has me excited. I'm not even saying the Bean curse was lifted because of Bean. Let's be honest here. It was lifted because of Carter.
It was.
Carter is a magician with the books And if he continues this into next season and give this man an off season to put the talent around Bean and Deion Hill that he wants, and I think Bean could lead the league in scoring next season. And hot take already for the offseason, potentially be a contender for MVP considering his steal stats.
All right. I have kind of a cop-out answer, but hear me out. Has his playoff performance lifted the curse? Yes. And it was definitely thanks to Carter basically putting him in the absolute best situation to succeed. But how long is Carter going to put him in the best situation to succeed? And is he going to stick with it if he gets other talent that he might want to build around, or if he decides to trade him in the future because it's not working out? If they don't do what Carter is doing, can he keep the curse from coming back? And I don't think that that is possible based off of what I have seen from him outside of being under the control of Carter. I think the Bean curse follows him everywhere, and Carter managed to work some sort of temporary magic, and I don't see it lasting for very much longer than just this season. So I think it's gone, but it's going to be back.
I like Jeff's answer. Now I do agree with Kenny. I feel
I
like
like Jeff's, but I agree with Kenny. Okay. Who is the best returning NCAA player? I mean, if you're not going to count me, then in
we're
my
not.
opinion, it's none other than Dime Hardaway. Although Elijah Hawkins has me a little scared because he was hashtag putting work in. What is it? Hashtag time in?
I think so.
I'm not good with the
I don't know.
hashtags. But he was
I'm a
hashtag
boomer.
time in last season. But so was Dime Hardaway. And Dime Hardaway had the biggest upset into the NCAA tournament, losing in round one, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, either round one or round two.
Yeah, either way, he lost to the Huskies, and that is not going to sit well for him. Dime was contemplating the draft. The second he lost, this guy said, I'm back. I'm coming back to the NCAA. There's no way I'm leaving like that. This guy's got a chip on his shoulder, and in my opinion, he's got better teammates. Take out Dwayne, add Gutierrez. This team's going to be fantastic, and Dime's going to be the biggest reason.
All right. So, obviously, it's going to be a Creighton player, but it's not going to be Gregory. It's got to be Nigel Hambone, in my opinion. And not necessarily because I think he's the most talented player from year one going into year two, but he's one of those guys where when I watched him play, I just thought, man, if his stats start going up, his tendencies are setting him up to be this monster of a power forward that is going to surge to the top of the draft if he can get that kind of upgrade that he needs. And when I look for NCAA players, I always look for tendencies. I don't really care about your stats, your shooting percentages, or how many assists you're getting per game. I'm looking, are you finding those open guys? Are you putting yourself in positions for rebounds? And are you taking smart scoring opportunities? And I like what I see out of Hambone. Look out for him in year two.
I'm blanking on the Florida boy, but I'm scared of him too.
That's why your team sucks. Talents, Kenny.
Okay. Did we get an
Kenny
answer,
wins.
Bean?
Kenny wins.
Damn it. Will Jack Morgan ever go pro? The answer is simple no. I just have a feeling like this picture just speaks volumes of who Jack Morgan is as a person. He's a coward. He's a chicken shit. And he's scared of the pro league. That's the only reason you'd want to stay as a junior in the NCAA. I can already see it. Senior Jack Morgan walks up to the commissioner's office requesting something. What does he request? Permission to come back as a super senior. Well, the answer's no, Jack. Okay, you got 2 more seasons of this BS, and then your ass is going pro, and your ass is going to be on the Assassin's bench. Okay? You're useless. You're a small, undersized forward. You can rebound pretty good, but you take too many shots. I don't like the fact that you're still in the NCAA because I wanted to draft you this season. So I'm taking my aggression out on you via this video that you won't watch.
That is true. And look at him. He's napping. What
No,
a
he's not.
lazy.
What a lazy
So
hippie.
lazy.
He's a.
Look at this moron just sleeping in this photo. You're supposed to Supposed to look good for the camera. It was picture day.
It's all
Anyway,
just insult Jack Morgan.
Will Jack Morgan ever go pro? If he had the ability to be a redshirt fifth-year senior with injury eligibility,
Senior.
Nice words.
said senior, idiot.
Word
Nice.
much.
Hey, stop interrupting or you lose the point instantly. That's the rule that I just made.
No, I can only make rules.
But if he could get an injury eligibility for extra years, he would purposely jump down a flight of stairs. Therefore, Jack
That's
Morgan may never go pro. He will find new ways. The answer is no. Jack Morgan will forever be a college player.
I'm gonna have to agree with Kenny, and I do not condone
I feel
falling
like Kenny's got
down
an
the stairs.
advantage being the last person to talk. I feel like that's the only person he remembers.
Well, I
That's
think
not true.
Vern should have
Can
made the video
Elijah
different.
Gregory succeed as a 6'9" center? The answer's duh. All right. I'm not even saying that because I'm Elijah Gregory, but if you watch Michigan footage last year, surprisingly, I'm an elite shot blocker, okay? I didn't build him to be an elite shot blocker, but I am. That's just what I am. And now I'm making it better. I'm getting him shot blocking badges, and I'm increasing that block stat. All right? I wanted him to be a short sniper, like kind of a small forward, power forward mix. But heck, with my shot blocking ability, I am a true center. Good luck. Josh Robinson, Mike Honcho, you're lucky that you went pro. Otherwise, I would have swatted your ass in the paint this season. I got to go up against guys like St. Rose. I'm going to make him look small. That's the thing. I play bigger than I am. And I am about to get at least 4 blocks per game and win DPOY.
There's just something about terrible, undersized big men returning for another year of college that don't know how to open their eyes during photos. And I think that hurts my confidence in him as a player, that he can't keep his eyes open during a photo. That is a very important detail for me for players.
We should also remember that Bean was the photographer here, so nobody wanted to look at him.
Whoa, that is true. That's facts. That is me.
But
Facts.
if we're talking about his ability to play center, I gotta say, when he was playing the forward positions, he was an amazing shot blocker. And I would honestly love to see if that can translate to the center. Because I feel like if he's going up against a 7'3", 300-pounder, he's going to have some trouble trying to stop him in the paint. But if he can just get a couple of blocks, get some respect, kind of show you can't go directly at me, I don't see why he can't succeed.
I agree with Jeff, and I also agree
Can you
that
stop
he's
going
going
back
to be
and forth? Somebody has to win this.
fine. But
Scariest season 3 NCAA team. All right, first instinct is Tennessee, but they got a couple of players that aren't necessarily the most active. Collinsworth, Bush. Are they gonna hold Ayton and Juan down? That's what I'm a little concerned of. Florida's got a good team. In my opinion, though, it's between Texas Tech and MSU. I'm going Mississippi State. This team of Dime, Lorenzen, Queen, Achilles, and who's their small forward? I'm
Mike? Mike? No, he's I don't know.
Yeah, no, Mike Litteris is Texas A&M. I'm blanking on the guard / small forward spot for MSU, but last time I remember they were all active, all extremely active at grinding attribute points. I expect all of them to be mid-80s by end of season.
All right, I gotta go and listen. I realize that I have a player that plays for UConn, but here's my explanation. Listen to my explanation. You have to hear it, Bean. You don't have an option. Let's go look at the past couple of seasons, and let's look at the transition from year 1 to year 2. We've seen a lot of people make big improvements, like for instance, Austin King and Kai Williams.
Oh my God, you are gonna say UConn.
Who go year 1 to year 2, and now you have everybody on UConn is not an underclassman. Everybody has college experience. This is a team that is ready to get off the ground running.
You
They
have the
are going
Morgans.
to terrorize the league because of their experience. And all of them are at least sophomores. And they are going to destroy the league.
I'm going with Jeff. I
Damn
can't.
it.
I
We're still
can't.
going
I
back and
can't.
forth.
I can't. No, you're. I don't know who's winning at this point.
What are you most excited to see with the Madden League? For me, it's Kenny bloopers to be. We've already the opening weekend was already a shit show. What's gonna happen next? I mean, first we had the super zoom during the game, and then we had the tell everybody it's gonna be posted Tuesday, then accidentally posted on Monday, then called Jeff's wife and begged her to move it to Tuesday so nobody finds out. We had that blooper. What's
What?
next?
I
Like
missed that.
it's been an exciting ride. I'll say Thursday's game, Orbit's Crusaders went off without a hitch. It sounded good. I liked
Good
the
job.
commentary.
All right,
The
give him a round of
content looked
applause.
good. It was a little bright in Mike's opinion. I feel like we might be able to look at the brightness. It might just be that's what Madden looks like. So
Turn down your TV
it
brightness.
might be. I'm not sure. I thought it looked good though. But I'm excited for Lion bloopers.
Yeah, I will say it feels like it's a tiny bit bright, but that's just what I've noticed with the new Madden. And I've looked through some of the settings, and it doesn't look like it's anything in my settings. It's just like very warm colors and bright. But I gotta say, he did lie. I did not call his wife. I texted her. So
Okay.
everything he said is
Uh,
void.
are you gonna post that in the chat so we can all see?
But Kenny bloopers are not the most exciting thing to look forward to in the league. The most exciting thing to look forward to in this league is we have a huge recruiting team in the Crusaders. We have seen them struggle, and we have seen drama and close games. Every single game so far, even though the limited sample size, has been decided by one possession. And this is the kind of great content that I'm hoping to get out on a weekly basis because everybody's been enjoying it.
We have to go with the Kenny bloopers. Those were awesome. I couldn't tell you the last time I laughed.
Winner's
Well,
floor would be me because I broke the
he
tie at the end.
lied to win.
No, Kenny bloopers is
Yeah, or
just
like
an
is
obvious
like
win.
phenomenal.
Yeah, shouldn't have lied though.
I don't know how winner's floor works, to be honest, guys.
You're supposed to have 60 seconds to talk about whatever you want to talk
Oh,
about.
okay, let's talk about it. All right, I'm excited about the future of the SBF Pro League. We have a lot of good GMs joining
I'm
us.
starting it now.
We got
Got
wait, no,
him.
I think Vern has it timed in this now.
Oh.
Achilles, Hammy. We got an opening with the Lynx. I'm just excited for what the future holds. This is going to be the first season with a full Mike Concho as GM, Alfie, Cayman. I'm really excited to see these guys take a full season, put it under their belt, and then get this league going. I have a lot of fun here in the SBF as a GM. I'm just really excited about basically expanding the family and adding some more GMs with us. Guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed watching me kick Lions' ass.
He
Catch you in
lied.
the next one.